What is up, you guys? I wanted to come to you guys with my Impact Wrestling review. Let's get right into it. To kick off the show, we had Kylie Ray and Susie versus Tasha Steelz and Kiera Hogan. This was a women's tag team match to start off the show for Impact Wrestling tonight. This was a really good women's tag team match, man. These women went out and had a really good women's tag team match to start off Impact Wrestling. This was a good women's tag team match, man. These women went out and had a great match tonight to start off the show for Impact Wrestling, man. These women absolutely had an incredible match. It was a really good women's tag team match to start off the night for Impact Wrestling. This was a really good match, man. I like the wrestling. I like the storytelling in this match with the women for this tag team match. I really did enjoy it, man. These women absolutely went out and stole the show tonight on Impact Wrestling and had a really good match, man. Fun. It was fun to watch. It was enjoyable. I like this match, man. These women out in the first match of the night tonight on Impact Wrestling and stole the show in a very good women's tag team match to start off the show for Impact Wrestling. Both women absolutely went out, and I mean all these women went out and completely stole the show to start off the show tonight for Impact Wrestling in a women's tag team match to start off the show. We had Kylie Ray and Susie versus Tasha Steelz and versus Kiera Hogan. This was a great women's tag team match, man. Great wrestling, great women's tag team match with Kylie Ray and Susie versus Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz. These women absolutely went out and had a great wrestling match to start off the show in a great women's tag team match tonight. This was the best match of the night in my opinion tonight on Impact Wrestling. These women absolutely went out there and stole the show. Great wrestling, very enjoyable. I love this match tonight to start off Impact Wrestling with Kylie Ray and Susie versus Tasha Steelz and Kiera Hogan. And um, Tasha Steelz and Kiera Hogan ended up picking up the win over Kylie Ray and Susie in a really good women's tag team match to start off Impact Wrestling tonight. These women absolutely had a great match, man. This was the best match of the night on Impact Wrestling, in my opinion. These women went out and completely stole the show. And Tasha Steelz and Kiera Hogan picked up the win over Kylie Ray and Susie tonight in a women's tag team match on Impact Wrestling. And then we had a backstage segment with Ace Austin. Ace Austin is one of my favorite heels on Impact Wrestling. This dude had a really pretty good backstage segment tonight on Impact Wrestling. I'm starting to like Ace Austin as a heel. The guy plays a great heel. The guy lives up to the heel role perfectly. This guy knows how to play a heel. This guy's one of the best heels on Impact Wrestling. So Ace Austin had a pretty good backstage segment tonight on Impact Wrestling. And then we had Crazy Steve versus Joseph P. Ryan. This match didn't last but 5 or 10 minutes. Joseph Ryan ended up picking up the win over Crazy Steve with Sweet Chin Music. Joseph P. Ryan hit Sweet Chin Music on Crazy Steve for the win. 1, 2, 3. Joseph P. Ryan ended up picking up the win over Crazy Steve tonight on Impact Wrestling. And then we had a backstage segment with Havoc. Havoc is kind of cool. I haven't really warmed up to her yet. I'm not really a huge fan of Havoc on Impact Wrestling. I'm not really a fan, but she did a okay backstage segment tonight on Impact Wrestling. It was alright. It was nothing to write home about, but it was alright. And then we had the Rascals versus TJP and Fallah Bahh for the number one contendership for the Impact Tag Team Championships. This was the second best match of the night tonight on Impact Wrestling, with the Rascals versus TJP and Fall Above for the number one contendership for the Impact Tag Team Championships tonight on Impact Wrestling. This was the second best match of the night. This was a really good tag team match, man. These guys absolutely went out there and stole the show in the second best match of the night tonight on Impact Wrestling for the number one contendership for the Impact Tag Team Championships, with TJP and Falaba versus the Rascals. These men absolutely went out and had the greatest second tag team match tonight on Impact Wrestling. This match was absolutely awesome, man. These guys absolutely went out and had the second best match of the night tonight on Impact Wrestling. These guys absolutely had a great tag team match. We had great tag team wrestling. We had great storytelling, great wrestling. These two teams absolutely went out and tore the house down tonight in the second best match of the night tonight on Impact Wrestling, with TJP and Falaba versus the Rascals for the number one contendership for the Impact Tag Team Championships tonight on Impact Wrestling. These guys went out and absolutely had a great tag team match tonight on Impact Wrestling for the number one contendership for the Impact Tag Team Championships. This was awesome, man. I love this match. This was a really, really good tag team match, man. These guys went out and absolutely tore the house down in a tag team match for the number one contendership tonight for the Impact Tag Team Championships, with TJP and Falaba versus the Rascals in a really, really good tag team match tonight on Impact Wrestling. These guys had the second best match of the night, and TJ and the Rascals ended up picking up the win over TJP and Falaba tonight for the number one contendership to the Impact Tag Team Championships tonight on Impact Wrestling. So the Rascals are your new number one contenders for the Impact Tag Team Championships tonight on Impact Wrestling. They ended up picking up the win over TJP and Falaba. And then we had a locker room talk. I don't really care. I don't care about Madison Rayne. Madison Rayne is kind of annoying to me, so I really don't care. And then we had a backstage segment with Jordynne Grace. Jordynne Grace is kind of cool. I'm sort of warming up to Jordynne Grace just a little bit. She had a pretty good backstage segment tonight on Impact Wrestling. It was all right. It was nothing to really write home about, but it was pretty good. I thought it was all right. And then we had Michael Elgin calling out Sami Callihan. Out comes Ken Shamrock. Ken Shamrock and Michael Elgin ended up getting into a brawl, so that's pretty much how that went. Michael Elgin came out. He called out Sami Callihan. Out came Ken Shamrock, and Ken Shamrock and Michael Elgin ended up getting into a brawl. And then we had a improv too. Then we had a backstage segment with Deonna Purrazzo. She makes her debut next week on Impact Wrestling. I'm really hyped to see Deonna Purrazzo next week on Impact Wrestling. I like Deonna Purrazzo's segment tonight on Impact Wrestling, man. I can't wait to see the Virtuosa next week on Impact Wrestling, man. Welcome to Impact Wrestling, Deonna Purrazzo, man. Deonna Purrazzo, the Virtuosa, is making her debut next week on Impact Wrestling. Deonna Purrazzo had a really, really awesome segment tonight on Impact Wrestling, man. I liked her segment, man. She talked about how she's a virtuosa, and she talked about how no one is ready for her on Impact Wrestling. That is really awesome, man. I really can't wait to see Deonna Purrazzo, the virtuosa, make her debut next week on Impact Wrestling. I'm really hyped for that. And then we had a improv. We had a backstage segment with Moose. I don't care. Moose is absolutely annoying. This guy is a charisma vacuum. I don't care about Moose at all. And then in the main event, we were supposed to have Trey versus Ace Austin for the number one contendership for Tessa Blanchard's Impact World Championship. But Trey ended up getting taken out and went to the Rascals. Ended up replacing Trey in this number one contendership match with Ace Austin. And I have to say, man, Ace Austin and Wentz from the Rascals absolutely stole the show in the main event of Impact Wrestling tonight for the number one contendership to Tessa Blanchard's Impact World Championship. These two guys absolutely went out and stole the show in the main event of Impact Wrestling tonight for the number one contendership to Tessa Blanchard's Impact World Championship tonight in the main event. These guys absolutely went out and had a dynamite match, man. Wentz and Ace Austin absolutely had the way better match of all three matches tonight on Impact Wrestling. In my opinion, Ace Austin and Wentz absolutely tore the house down tonight on Impact Wrestling. And these guys, this was a really good wrestling match between Wentz and Ace Austin in the Improv 2 number one contendership match to see who would become the new number one contender to Tessa Blanchard's Impact World Championship tonight on Impact Wrestling between Ace Austin and Wentz. So these two guys absolutely went out and had a great run. These two guys absolutely stole the show. And Ace Austin ended up picking up the win over Wentz tonight in the number one contendership match to become the new number one contender to Tessa Blanchard's Impact World Championship tonight on Impact Wrestling. So now we will see Ace Austin face Tessa Blanchard for the Impact World Championship. So I'm gonna go 4 out of 10 for Impact Wrestling tonight. If you guys like this Impact Wrestling review, hit that thumbs up. And guys, tell me what you guys thought about Impact Wrestling tonight down in the comment section below. I want to know what you guys thought about Impact Wrestling tonight. And if you guys like the channel, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And turn on that bell for all notifications. That way you guys won't miss an upload or a live stream on my YouTube channel. So guys, make sure you go ahead and do that as well. I'd really appreciate it. And I want to say thank you guys for all your love and support. I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. It does mean a lot to me for you guys continue love and support of the channel. I really do appreciate it. It really does mean a lot to me. So, I thought Impact Wrestling tonight was about a 4 out of 10. I like the Deonna Purrazzo segment. I like the Rascals versus TJP and Falaba for the number one contenderships for the Impact Tag Team Championships tonight on Impact Wrestling. I like the first match with Kylie Ray and Susie versus Tasha Steelz and Kiera Hogan in a women's tag team match. And then we had a segment with Rosemary. Rosemary's a joke. They're not really doing anything with her. We had a segment with Rosemary tonight as well. And then I like the main event with Ace Austin and Wentz for the number one contendership, the Tessa Blanchard's Impact World Championship tonight on Impact Wrestling. I like that as well. And I like the backstage segment with Jordan Grace a little. And that's about all. That's about the only things I like tonight. If there were a couple things, I would refer to you guys to go back and watch tonight on Impact Wrestling. Go back and watch the women's tag team match to start off the show with Susie and Kylie Ray versus Tasha Steelz and Kiera Hogan. Go back and watch the segment with Deonna Purrazzo. Go back and watch the improv 2 main event with Wentz and Ace Austin for the number one contendership in the main event in the main event of Impact Wrestling for to see who will face Tessa Blanchard for the Impact World Championship. Go and watch that. And go back and watch the Rascals versus TJP and Fall Above for the #1 contendership to the Impact Tag Team Championships. Go back and watch that as well. But other than that, this show I thought it was a 4 out of 10. I thought Impact Wrestling was alright. They need to have a live crowd, man. Impact Wrestling not having a live crowd is really hurting them. I really think Impact Wrestling not having a live crowd is kind of hurting them. They need to do what WWE is doing and try to get a live crowd because their shows don't feel as their shows don't live up to what they feel like they're supposed to without a crowd. So Impact Wrestling needs to try to get a crowd in their arena. So anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching this Impact Wrestling review. I really do appreciate it. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Much love from me to you. And remember, guys, if you guys like this Impact Wrestling review, make sure you hit that thumbs up. And guys, tell me what you guys thought about Impact Wrestling down in the comment section below. Peace, guys. I'm out.